Open almost any social media app today, and you will be immediately bombarded by a very specific aesthetic: aggressive funk music, glitchy edits of stoic movie characters, a relentless focus on hyper-masculine wealth. Welcome to the world of the Sigma male. But the lifestyle being sold to millions of viewers is a manufactured illusion. Behind the filters, the supposed titans of industry are often just influencers renting expensive cars by the hour and staging fake arguments for engagement to project a lifestyle of absolute dominance that simply does not exist off camera. To sell the illusion, these creators rely on physical status symbols. Vehicles like a sleek black G-Wagon or a tricked-out Mahindra Thar are paraded as undeniable proof of a high-value man. The logic is simple. The car serves as the material receipt for their alleged superiority. The Sigma digital identity is not a measure of actual real-world success. It is a highly marketable aesthetic, a costume worn by creators to farm clicks from a very specific, very vulnerable audience. The true engine behind this multi-million view empire isn't billionaires or seasoned entrepreneurs. It's impressionable, insecure adolescent boys. These teenagers are navigating the exact same struggles every generation faces. They are buckling under intense academic pressure, like the NEET or JEE exams. They are dealing with their first romantic rejections. They are feeling awkward, powerless, and utterly lost in the social hierarchy. The Sigma subculture identifies this psychological void and fills it with a rigid, extreme rulebook. Instead of doing the difficult, messy work of developing emotional intelligence, a teenager is told he can simply opt out. If a girl ignores him or if he feels isolated, the rulebook says it's actually because he is a superior lone wolf genius. A perfectly normal adolescent desire to improve oneself has been completely hijacked. What starts as a search for confidence is quickly redirected into a toxic, inescapable digital cult that rewards isolation. Once inside the ecosystem, the indoctrination begins with the grind set. Influencers promote an impossible, punishing daily routine that frames basic biological needs, like getting 6 hours of sleep, as a pathetic weakness. The claims quickly detach from reality. A prominent creator will look directly into the camera and claim he works 21 hours a day, sleeps for exactly 3 hours, and spends an hour dancing to stay sharp. That is 25 hours in a single day. This impossible math serves a very specific psychological purpose. When a teenager inevitably fails to maintain a 25-hour daily grind, he blames himself. He feels inadequate, undisciplined, and weak, which guarantees he will return to the influencer's content seeking more guidance and motivation. The pseudo-hustle functions as a closed-loop system of manufactured failure. By setting unreachable targets, the influencers ensure their followers remain trapped in a cycle of self-blame and blind loyalty to the guru. That same extreme logic governs how the Sigma cult governs human relationships. The subculture enforces an absolute zero-tolerance policy for emotional vulnerability. When faced with rejection, the teenager is instructed to construct a total delusion of superiority. Women are no longer viewed as peers, but rather as business assets or biological machines whose only purpose is to push out babies.
The desperate need to appear hyper-masculine quickly spirals into cartoonish absurdity. Disciples of the trend will actively reject everyday items for being too feminine, going so far as to argue over whether a potato paratha has a female gender. But the absurdity acts as a smokescreen for something much darker. The desperation to appear unbothered and hardcore inevitably mutates. It leads young men to actively idolize historical atrocities, with influencers casually praising brutal dictators like Adolf Hitler, brushing off the deaths of tens of millions of people just to prove how numb they are. To graduate to a true Sigma, a young man is required to amputate his basic human empathy. In its place, he is handed a cartoonish, inherently dangerous hostility toward the rest of society. Here is the grand irony of the entire movement. The influencers selling this ideology are fully aware it's a joke. They are playing exaggerated comedic characters to farm engagement metrics and sell affiliate links, but the audience doesn't know that. Teenagers, lacking the media literacy to recognize deep-fried internet satire, consume the content earnestly.
They take the misogyny, the impossible routines, and the social isolation as a literal roadmap for life. And the platform algorithms ensure they never see a counterargument. By constantly feeding them similar videos, the digital architecture actively seals these boys inside a feedback loop, reinforcing the delusion that isolating yourself and treating others poorly makes you a high-value asset. The internet has successfully manufactured an automated echo chamber that systematically strips young men of the actual social skills they need to function. The entire ideology hinges on a screen existing between the user and the world. But eventually, a digital Sigma has to step outside and navigate the chaotic, uncontrollable physical environment of real life. This is where the persona shatters. Imagine the rehearsed stoicism when a minor inconvenience occurs. Say, a girl on a scooty accidentally bumping into their car in traffic. The influencer yells, the girl responds with a swift slap across the face, and the entire illusion evaporates. What follows is an incredible display of cognitive dissonance. The individual will stand there, visibly crying from the physical and public humiliation, while desperately telling the camera that a Sigma male never feels pain. Reality acts as a brutal, unforgiving equalizer. The physical world does not care about your internet hierarchy, your rented luxury cars, or your rigid rulebook. It exposes the Sigma persona for exactly what it is, completely defenseless. The Sigma trend leaves young men emotionally paralyzed, stripping away the resilience required to navigate the complexities of adulthood. True real-world survival relies on one specific trait: adaptability. Navigating life requires abandoning rigid, pseudoscientific Greek letter categories. Depending on the day, the hour, or the crisis, a person must learn to be an alpha, a beta, a gamma, and everything in between. It is time to abandon the illusion. Stop letting digital charlatans playing a character dictate your self-worth. Genuine strength is never found in a rented G-Wagon or a deliberately isolated life. It is found in the messy, human, and highly adaptable reality of actually engaging with the world.